they work. So we're good to go with the lights. Now let's see if we can get them all wired together. That's gonna be the real test. Alright, y'all ready to have some fun? Because I'm about to make a custom neon light wedding sign for my wedding for around $50. And not just any neon sign, I'm gonna make this like look as though I ordered it from somewhere, really professional, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it. This video though is a little different from the ones I've done in the past because I'm gonna be showing you as I go, kind of working out all the steps. It's gonna be kind of like a troubleshooting video too, because I mean, I'm like you, I've never done this before. If you want something more to the point and the right way, step by step, I would probably go check out my blog post instead, because that'll be more clear and concise. A little backstory really quick. If you have been following me on Instagram, you know that I am planning this entire wedding myself, and I am on a budget. And by budget, I'm in these wedding Facebook groups and everybody's like, oh, I'm on a budget, I have $30,000 to spend. No girl, I'm talking about we got maybe $10,000. That's venue and all. So I'm DIYing everything myself. Flowers, signs, decor. I have a timeline of the ceremony. I'm coordinating everything and doing all of that myself, but I want to. I like doing stuff like that. So if you want more videos of like wedding DIYs, my Instagram reels have some of those. Okay, so I've ordered every single thing I need from Amazon, except for two things. I still need to go get like the clear acrylic piece to put on the back of the light to like mount it. And I saw them at Home Depot, but they're like a square. And I don't have a router, which is what cuts out the letters. And I don't just know that I want my sign to be on a clear square. I don't know. So I'm going to do that really quick. Come back. I already have all my other stuff up here on my bed. And then we'll get started making the sign. Thank you for watching. And I hope you watch more of my videos. And if you do like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Let's be friends. If you don't understand this video at all, because I'm so scatterbrained, leave me a comment below and I'll try to help you figure out what you don't understand. Right, let me show you what I got. I got some adhesive. It's supposed to dry in 30 seconds, which is what I need because I got to hold the light down as I go. So I got that. This could have been a mistake, but instead of the acrylic square, I got a plastic drop cloth. It was only $3, I think. So yes, that will be like more bendy, but I can cut around it and then it'll be really lightweight to hang on the wall. So that's what I'm thinking. So my first step that I was going to do is I was going to, on Canva, write my text that I wanted, have it printed at UPS or Office Depot, and then I was going to put it under my acrylic glass and then trace over it. That would be a great option. I also thought about using my Cricut to cut out vinyl lettering. Another great option as well. However, I really don't want to get my Cricut unpacked. I packed up all my school stuff from this year and I don't really feel like getting all that out. I went to UPS and they said the soonest they could have one printed would be Monday. So I was like, no, I'm going to freehand it. I have an easy way for you to do that if you are freehanding. The easiest thing I found, and I thought I could not freehand letters at all, but you can, because here's how you do it. You upload the text onto Canva, or like Fonto is another one I use, or both apps on your phone, and get it like you like it. And then as you draw the text out, just look at the picture so you know you got it right. I do want to make sure of, though, one thing, I have to draw each letter to the nearest inch, because you can only cut the neon strip to the nearest inch. Alright, so here is what I used on Canva, kind of what I looked at while I was sketching. This is the Brittany font. So, got that all done. Now I'm about to lay out the neon flex and just kind of eyeball it and see what's that's looking like. And then I'm gonna put the drop cloth over that and anchor it down. Okay, so I just finished drawing out the design and I think it turned out pretty good. What I did, I drew it on this big Post-it pad. And let me show you what it looks like. Alright, here's what the neon flex looks like. It's going to be cutting it close, so I don't have a ton of this. But let's go ahead and get it traced out onto the drop cloth, and then we're just going to go from there and hope for the best. Alright, I know y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I've got the drop cloth laid out, and now I'm just taping it to the paper so it doesn't move. But eventually the paper is going to get thrown away. Like, that's just a template. I'm not leaving that on there or anything. It's just there. So now I can trace the design onto this plastic. Let me close my door. I don't want anybody to hear me talking to the camera. If any of y'all are getting married this summer, comment below. We're getting married on July 2nd. And it's like right around the corner. Less than a month away. But luckily I have every single thing done pretty much. I've timed out the ceremony to the music. I've made all of that, like the pre-ceremony music, I made it last 30 minutes. I got the time written out to every song so that it consecutively plays with no interruptions and times out to exactly 30 minutes. That was like the hardest thing of all of this, finding those songs. But okay, I got my strip laid out. Let me show you what it looks like. Alright, so here we go. Now I'm just going to retrace it using a blue Sharpie so that it's on the plastic piece. You know, I guess there's really no reason to trace this like this because it's taped down anyway. We're going to keep going though. Alright, so I got that all laid out. I'm now about to lay out the neon and glue it down and then start soldering some of this together. If you've never soldered before, have no fear, okay? There's a kit you can get on Amazon that has everything you need to do it, and all it is connecting the wires. You want to start, I think, at closest to the power outlet. So I'll have everything linked below, but let me just show you what I'm talking about for reference. Okay, so I'll try to explain this as best I can. We got a power supply that plugs into the wall. Okay, that makes the light run. The light could just connect to the power supply, but the letters, unless you want like one continuous string of light, some parts are going to have gaps between the letters where there does not need to be any light. On those parts, I have to run a wire between each letter so that that space does not light up, but power still needs to get through to all the letters. So I also ordered this wire kit from Amazon, and so that's why I need to solder everything together so that it runs correctly. All right, so the light came with instructions on how to cut it. It says the black wire at the end of the light matches to the negative pole. Please refer to the picture. Sounds easy enough. And then, well, I'm trying to get it to where you can see, but there's little tiny black dots in here on the strip along where you can cut. You cannot cut between the black dots. You have to cut on them or else it will not go very smoothly. So let's see. I hope I don't get electrocuted. I've never been electrocuted before, and I know I don't want to do it on this day, so hang tight. Alright y'all, so here is my soldering gun. So I need to solder, which means to connect the wires. I'm going to connect all the wires together, and this is the tool that you need to connect them with. Here's the end of my lights. On here, I'm we have two wires. There's a positive, which is red, it's the closest to the top of the light, and the negative wire, which is black. I need to get two different colored wires from the wires that I got, and I need one to be the positive wire and one to be the negative wire. I'm going to choose this gray to solder onto the black wire, and I'll know that's negative. And then I'm going to solder this white wire to the red, and I'll know that that's positive. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on how to solder, but the iron that I got does come with a manual, and I'll also link the video that I watched for how to learn this. I'll link it below too. You can check that out first. Alright, so you want to start with the end there to the front of the letter, and then we're going to solder that end to the next letter. What I think I'm going to do though, I'm going to glue down all the letters first and let them be drying, and then I'm going to solder on the back of the clear sheet. Y'all see that? I glued this light upside down and then I had to take it off, so now Sharpie's on there. So hopefully I can get that off. But the glue is looking promising. I've been holding it down for about 30 seconds. Okay, it's alright. I think it's gonna hold. Alright, Walt has gone to the store to get some wire strippers because I didn't think about needing those. But you do need wire strippers. I forgot to get those. But real quick, I just want to show you when you're cutting like the little pieces here. I don't know what is up with my camera. Make sure, like, you can leave the bottom intact, but you have to kind of skin off the top of that neon flex. I'm going to try to show you. Okay, so see how the bottom is intact, and then I kind of took my box cutter and skin off the top so that I didn't want any of this to melt onto that copper there when I wire it together. I'm just placing all the letters out first, and then I'll wire everything together in the end. But I got a candle holder like anchoring all my letters down so that they won't move. But this glue does dry really quick. I glued my finger down twice. So now I've laid out my wires and stripped the ends, and I've kind of created a path where the light will travel. That's the thing, it's kind of tricky to make sure all of the letters are like connected with the wire, but I kind of mapped it out so at least I know like where I need to solder stuff together. I think it'd be best to start closest to like the power source and then work my way down and around. And then we're going to plug it in and test it. If it works, I need to clip that and re-solder it, or solder it, I keep saying that, together there, because I still got to make the word "the" and it's got to connect to what sets. Alright, I've made the first connection and it works! It works so far. Some of these, like the T, you have to take the wires and make sure you bring them under before you wire them to this piece. So when I cut it off of that drop cloth, it kind of just turned into a hot mess. I'm trying to silicone these pieces together and try to like keep it intact, but it's just not working. So I'm gonna have to, I think, put it on a piece of acrylic. I do still think the drop cloth would work if you were just putting this on like a wall in your house or something. Then you could just glue it directly to the wall and it would probably be fine. But for me, like moving it around from the venue to our house, it's not going to work at all. Alright, I'm about to mount this onto this piece of acrylic I got. The will go up there, and then I'll just glue this there. So far, so good. I think I'm going to like this a lot better. One thing I did is I added some of this clear silicone caulk to the sides of the acrylic, because this wasn't, the glue, it's okay, but it takes forever to set. So use that, and then I just scraped off the excess with this card. That worked really good. Alright y'all, so here's probably the best way to start it if you're using this acrylic, which honestly is easier if you just want to start out with this piece of acrylic or a board or something like that instead of trying to do it floating. So if you're using the word "the," like "the" in your last name, here is an exact map of where you will need to drill the holes for your wires to go through and connect through the back. So I would start out by drawing the word, drilling the holes, and then cutting your strips and laying them out right here, just like I have. And then go ahead and tin the ends of all these after you've clipped them down like that. Go ahead and add tin to the ends. That way when you glue them down, that part will already be done. Because over here, I kind of worked backwards and troubleshot a lot of this. And as you can see, I got a lot of this glue on the acrylic that will not come off. So this, even though it's easy and it stays really well, it doesn't work as well. Sorry, let's zoom it out. It doesn't work as well on the acrylic as it did on the drop cloth that I was using. So I would suggest doing this way with the acrylic board and then using silicone to glue, because where I use the silicone, like this tee is completely glued with silicone. It was on the outside, but you can just scratch it off and it's way easier. So I would try that. Now I just have to drill holes where these wires are going to pop through to the back and then resolder them together. And this is what it ended up looking like. I am obsessed. I might go in and paint the acrylic black. Sorry, my cat's running away. To go. But yeah, okay. Let me get him before he starts eating all these cords. Okay, bye. Don't forget, check out my blog if you need the step-by-step. Okay, bye.